Hey, good afternoon. Russell of Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. This is a daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. You know what? I'm trying something new today. I'm trying a new platform, 100% new, right? This is Streamyard, although I have used Streamyard a couple times, I think earlier this week. But sometimes you want to go all in and see how this thing is going to work. And I'm really not happy with the quality right now. So this is actually a test. I just want to see if this thing is if it's gonna work to my, to my satisfaction. It ain't about everybody else. It's about me, right? It's about how, I guess how it all comes across, right? So I'm trying to see. So bear with me because I'm trying to test this, because the best way to test it is to just to do it live, right? Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do. So bear with me for a second. But anyway, I do these daily check-ins Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Normally I have a platform called Ecamm Live, but Ecamm Live, there's something going on with that where, when I'm having conversations with people, meaning like an interview, you would call it an interview, is that there's an echo in the background. And, you can't have that when you're doing, you know, a podcast where you can't have an echo in the background. So it takes away from things. But I'm doing this now, and like right around, it's the 100% of the photo that's in back of me it's just not, it's not working for some reason. I mean, because I can see kind of a cutout. It doesn't look as fresh as it does. So Ecamm has some things that I like, but there's some things that I don't like about this. Okay, so I'm actually looking at myself right now on my phone, which I couldn't do with Ecamm. So I'm doing that right now because I just want to see what it looks like, what it sounds like, right? Before I get into anything else. And there's so many things that I can do here. Let me see. What can I do? So this is a test, right? So can I put that one on here? Say this is a test. This is a test with Russell of Hotels. Okay, I can do that. Okay. And this hotel that I'm in, that's the Ambrose Hotel. Okay, so this is Ambrose Hotel Santa Monica. So you can see that this is their boardroom. Small hotel, about 77 rooms. But so charming, just a charming hotel. You've never checked it out? You need to check it out. And let me see if I can put on the comments. Comments are open. So if you're there, you can make your comments. So one good thing about this is that if you're on LinkedIn, you can make comments right now in real time. That's good. I mean, that's an added plus, right? Because with my other platform, it did not communicate with LinkedIn. Okay. So that's a minus. That's not even close to a plus. That's a minus, right? But I'm live on Facebook, live on LinkedIn, and live on YouTube. Okay. So there you go. So that's what it's all about today. And like I said, I just wanted to come on and see if I can test this and see if I could, get through this thing. And, because like I said, the best way to do this is to do it live. Maybe some people don't like it, but hey, you know what? It ain't about y'all. It's about me at this point. It's about me. So, but I did have a topic today. I just wanted to just real quick do this topic. And one thing that, I'm always trying to, help salespeople out or whatever. I get these questions all the time, hotel salespeople. I get these questions all the time about different markets and things like that. And I've been on this Bleisure thing for a while. I mean, this Bleisure thing has been going on for a while, several years, right? Probably right around COVID, when COVID hit. Bleisure market is a mixture of business and leisure. Well, how do you identify where this Bleisure business is coming from? That's the thing that I never really thought about until I started doing my own little research, right? So, boom, okay, how to identify where Bleisure Travel is coming from. So I have a couple things that I'm going to go through. And remember, on my blog, just go to russellofhotels.com, go to the blog section, and all this information is there already. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to take notes. You never have to take notes from me. You never have to commit things to memory. You just have to go to the blog. So go to russellofhotels.com, which is my website, hit the blog button, bing, and then there you go. So number one, and this is how to identify where Bleisure Travel is coming from. Number one, look at your corporate base. Start with companies already sending travelers to your hotel. Who are the frequent business guests? Are they extending stays into the weekend, bringing family, or asking about leisure activities? Sales managers should track this. Well, first of all, the front desk needs to track it, right? Because they're the ones that's checking them in and asking those questions. So they have to be trained on what to ask, right? Because if you're trying to really identify, drill down where this Bleisure business is coming from, because remember, a lot of things could be miscoded. You know how every hotel has a code for every transient guest, if that's a business traveler, if they're there on business, or they have a corporate account. Maybe they're just there on AAA rate or AARP rate or whatever it is. Everyone has a code attached to them when they check in, right? So when you come in as a business traveler, say you're with XYZ business, which is down the street from your hotel, but what happens if they stay during the weekend? What happens if they stay Thursday, or let's say they come in on Monday and they're here through Sunday? Well, only 5 of those days would be be coded as whatever company they're associated with. The other couple days, like Saturday and Sunday would be weekend, right? Wouldn't it? So, but I think a lot of stuff is miscoded. I think we're still getting, we're getting more business, transient business, or we may be still getting some of that weekend business, but it's just miscoded. If they're staying through the weekend and we're still keeping that same code, the business code, well, the same company is getting credit for them on the weekend. Okay. Although we know they're not doing business on the weekend. Okay. So it should be changed. The code should be changed. Right. So, I think a lot of stuff is miscoded. And I've said that before, but no one listens to me. Number 2, analyze booking and stay patterns. Check reservations data. Thursday through Monday bookings are often a sign of business plus leisure, which equals Bleisure. Bookings where one guest checks in on a corporate rate, then stays additional nights on a best available rate or bar rate. Revenue managers can flag that. Well, if you have an in-house revenue manager, they can flag those things. They can check that and it's like, okay, there's something going on here. Okay. And then the third one says, ask during check-in or post-stay surveys, simple questions. Like say, okay, once these people check in, you identify them, ask them questions, like send them emails. We get emails on everybody, right? We get information on everybody that stays at our hotel. Do we utilize that information though? Is this stuff serious enough where you want to figure out, you want to drill down, okay, who's booking my hotel? Where are they coming from? Why are they here? Am I getting this weekend business? Do I have more weekend business than I think? Are people being miscoded? And that's what you want to identify, right? Are you here just for business or mixing in some leisure? Those are questions you should ask, right? That's intel you should capture, your front desk should capture, and they should identify, okay, hey, this person, Joe Blow, just checked in, and they should call you. Hey, Joe Blow just checked in. He said he's with XYZ company. I asked him, those identifying questions or qualifying questions, and he says, yeah, he stays, through the weekend. I mean, so that would, red flag, not necessarily a red flag being a bad thing, but it's just notifying you that, hey, this person may be miscoded. And, maybe I am getting more corporate business, or maybe this Bleisure thing is not a, something that people are making up, right? You're now able to identify it and, track it, because that's what it's all about. It's all about tracking. So at the end of the year, like right now is budget season, a lot of things could be miscoded. If you're not coding everything right, if you're not coding business travelers who are staying on the weekend, guess what? If you're keeping them at the same, whatever rate code or whatever you want to call it, you're missing the point. You're missing a whole bunch of stuff, right? So there you go. So those are just things that I would do if I'm in that situation. Okay. Those are things that I would do if I'm in that situation. So once again, this is a daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. I do this every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. These typically don't go that long, but now that I have this new format, meaning I'm using Streamyard now that I have this new format, then probably won't last that long because it's a total different thing. It's a game. Is it a game changer? I don't know if it's a game changer. I wouldn't say all that, but it's definitely different, and it's definitely something I got to get used to. Let's see. Can I put my logo up here? Oh, boom. There you go. My logo is there. See, okay. We got it going on now. Okay, finally. Let's see what else can I do. And like I said, I'm just here playing with this stuff because I don't know how this thing works. I don't know how. Okay, that makes that disappear. Okay, and then I can put back, this is, once again, this is the Ambrose Hotel in Santa Monica, right? So this is their board room. Seats about, I would say about 16 people or so. Once again, 77 room property, very charming, off the beaten path. You know, everything in Santa Monica for the most part is on like Ocean Boulevard. I mean, people come there because it's across from the pier, the beach is there, all that kind of stuff, right? So this is kind of removed from there, more in a residential area, but still just as nice. And but you're away from the hustle and bustle. I mean, you can still go a couple miles up and get to the beach, get to Ocean Boulevard, but this hotel is, in fact, I've driven by it 100 times and didn't even know it was a hotel. So there you go. So if you're looking for something that's kind of unassuming, kind of sits in the cut, but it sits on the corner, right? It's really on the corner near some restaurants. In fact, it's right across the street from a restaurant, and there's some shopping in area. You know, this may be the place to be. And if you need to be in that kind of that Santa Monica Medical Center area, that's kind of just around the corner from here. So within walking distance. In fact, you'll see a lot of medical professionals walking back and forth down the street. So, which is, you know, it's kind of cool, right? Kind of cool. So anyway, I think that is it. Let me just make sure I just put on the comments one more time before I get off of here. See if there's any comments there. I see no comments. That is fine. But thank you guys so much for just bearing with me as I test this Streamyard. Like I said, I've used Streamyard before, but I was using another platform. And I'm trying to be live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. So if you don't follow me on those platforms, please do so, especially on YouTube, where you can subscribe to my channel. Then that way you can you get notifications. If you subscribe to the channel, Russell of Hotels, you get notifications when I'm about to go live. So there you go. Once again, thank you so much. Appreciate you. We'll see you soon. Peace.